Alright, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video here. Today, as you can see, I'm processing up all this scrap material that I've been building up in the scrap barn for a while. Starting off with this copper pipe, just getting it into different buckets, either number 1 or number 2. It's got solder on it or paint, it's number 2, but if it's nice and clean and doesn't have a lot of corrosion on it, it's going into the number 1 bucket. And I'm starting that on the first pile, and then as you can see on the second pile, I'm doing the same thing. And stay tuned to the end of the video, guys. That's where I break down how much money this scrap load may be, and also which cryptocurrency I buy. And once the copper was organized in its own specific buckets, it was on to doing these aluminum copper radiators. The first thing that you have to do is get a sawzall, preferably get some brand new blades, and you have to saw off all the metal on the ends and pull it off. That way it leaves it to where it's just copper and aluminum, and that makes it clean. I did it to this first small one here, did it to this next one, and once I did those two, it was on to the big boys next. Now it's on to the real money makers. These radiators weighed about 100 pounds each, and I got them out of the industrial chiller that I processed up a couple videos ago. So if you want to see that, I'll link it in the end screen in the end. But all I had to do was take off the sides, making it nice and clean. Then it's going to take off all the little copper ends, and of course the steel that's on the side as well. And I did all that with the sawzall. After cutting half of it off, I was left with some of the copper that I had to clean up. Had a nice clean side, and it was on to the other side next to do the exact same thing. Alright, side number 2 down, and just like that, we got one clean copper aluminum radiator. Alright, with that one down, we're gonna grab the other one, prop it up, cut the ends off, get it loaded up in the truck. Gonna load up a little bit of the copper here. We're gonna head up to the scrapyard, see what we can get. Whew, all right, we got it. And there's some copper on the ends of these here. And I just honestly don't have enough time to fight all those out, so I'm just gonna leave them and get them another day. We got the copper. It's a good little amount of it. We got everything separated, number 1 and number 2. And then I got a pile of number 2. Pile of number 2, that sounds funny. All right, let's get this loaded up, see what we got. And like I said, these things weighed 100 pounds, so just trying to pick them up and move them was kind of hard. So just wheeling them out like that actually worked really well. I got all this stuff done before it got too hot. Let's give a breakdown of what we got here. There were some additional things that I wanted to grab other than just the radiators and the copper. Starting with this ACSR wire, I had 2 different little piles of that. I also had a couple random boxes of aluminum. It was just a bunch of different stuff. I don't even know all what it was, but I'd had it in there forever. I also had one more aluminum copper radiator that needed cleaned up, and that's what I did next. With the last radiator cleaned up, it was time to load. I gave everything one last inspection before I loaded it all up. Threw in the copper wire first, shut off my He-Man strength, and I lifted up the radiator, threw that one in, threw in its brother right on top of it. And after that, I was just kind of puzzling everything in there together. I decided to lay the buckets on the side like that, cover it with the ACSR, and then take everything else, lay it on its side, and strap it down as best I could. I wasn't able to close the tailgate, and I was a little bit nervous that it was going to come flying out, but to be honest, I drove slow in the beginning and made sure that whenever I was closer to my house that nothing was going to fall out. And once I was good and I knew that everything was not going to fall out, I was on the open road. I called 3 different yards for pricing, and the one that was going to give me the most bang for my buck was 45 minutes away. And even though I did have to drive 45 minutes, I still ended up making a lot more money, so it worked out. Whenever we ended up getting to the location, I didn't record anything just because we were in a hurry and I was getting there right when it was closing. Always remember that, guys. Don't go into a place late and try to do a bunch of stuff. But we got to the spot, we unloaded, and now we'll break down everything that we got. Alright, we're back to the house, cleaned up, ready to go over the prices on everything that we got. Alright, for the aluminum, I ended up getting 40 cents a pound, ended up having 32 pounds, $13.40, not bad. Let's see, for the copper aluminum radiators, ended up having 177 pounds total net, making $265.50 with $1.50 a pound. Not bad. Those weighed a little less than I thought they did. Let's see, for the number one copper, ended up being $3.25 a pound with a total net of 92 pounds, making that $2.99, so just $300 pretty much. That wasn't bad price either. And all that wire that I ended up throwing into my truck bed originally, whenever I was loading up everything, they ended up making that number one. I thought it was going to be number two, so that was a plus. For the number two copper, ended up having 25 pounds of that, making at, let's see, $2.95 a pound, making $73.75. Let's see, the ACSR wire, which is all the aluminum stuff, was a net of 40 pounds at 18 cents a pound. Or not 40 pounds. Yeah, 40 pounds at 18 cents a pound, making $7.20. And then the copper bearing NF. I don't even know what that was. So anyway, that was 3 pounds at 5 cents, making 15 cents. Grand total for the day, $659, which, I mean, just for hauling all that stuff in, all the money that I had into it was just the money that I paid for the chiller, and it was only $15. So I'd call that, heck, that's a great profit. Just took a little bit of hard work, but I enjoy doing the scrapping. I enjoy making these videos. So now that I got the $659, I'm going to take the money and I'm going to be investing it into a cryptocurrency. I'm either going to do Bitcoin or Ethereum. I really think I'm going to go towards Ethereum now that I'm kind of thinking about it and kind of talking about it out loud here. So yeah, how about that? We're just going to put $659 in Ethereum on, let's see, 8/29. So 8/29/2021. We're putting $659 into Ethereum. Let's see what it does in the future. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Got a lot more stuff coming. God bless, and as always, have a good one. Thanks for watching.